Hello everyone, today we're gonna start a new tutorial series on how to make a 2D survival game, and this is pretty much what it's gonna look like. We have our little weird player model, and then we have this chest that we can run into, and just simple WASD controls, a tile set, and a map, and we're gonna improve on this later on. And I decided to do a 2D game because it's just new, a little bit something new, and I feel like Superpowers is a little bit better for 2D games, and they're a lot easier for beginners. Alright, so close that, and we're in our new game. We can go ahead and create a sprite. This will be our character. And then I already have sprites I made these for all the things in the game. I'm gonna need a tile set. I made these in Piskel. I'll leave a link to it down in the description for you guys. Maybe make a tutorial on how to use it and export and stuff, but it's pretty simple. I might drop a link to these down in the description too. And then we're gonna need our chest. So upload, and then this chest. I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out. I'm not the best 2D artist, but I kind of rushed with these. Just simple textures, grass, water, sand, and we're done with those. Now we're gonna need a scene, and we're gonna need a map, and we're gonna go to new component, tile map render, but we don't have a tile map yet, so we're gonna go ahead and create one. And then drag and drop our tile set over to it. Then we can draw. Now let's fill up the whole thing with water. Grab this and pretty much just draw a big circle, kind of. However you want your island to be shaped, doesn't matter. Fill and brush. And let's get some grass in here. And like the same thing for the grass. I'm kind of rushing with these, and that's good enough. And we can go ahead and add that to our game. Ooh, change the mode from 3D to 2D. That makes things a lot easier. That actually kind of looks pretty bad, but oh well. And then go ahead and create a player, and then we're gonna give him a sprite render. Add the character sprite, and ooh, here we go. Hop back into 3D, pull this guy out a little bit. Yeah, there's the Z. Go ahead and make his Z1, because we're going to be dealing with multiple layers for different things in our game. So let's go ahead and make the player 1 on the Z axis. And then we're going to need a camera. So create a new actor. I have mine parented under the player so that when we move the player, our camera moves with it, but you don't have to do that. It's your choice. And then we're gonna create a camera and make sure the mode is orthographic, which is for 2D games. And we're gonna make it a little bit smaller. Did I make it smaller? What the heck? It's not doing anything. Oh well. Oh wait, yeah. I forgot. That's not what we changed. We changed this. I'm done. Yeah. That's better. And then that's pretty much all there is for that. Oh yep. We have to create an arcade body. I'm gonna be really quick with these. Just I'm gonna change the size to make it kind of fit the player model. And I think this was at 0.75. Yeah, that's good enough. It's gonna kind of clip, but these aren't permanent sprites. We're gonna work on sprites later. Show you guys how to use Piskel and everything. And then we're gonna create a chest for the player to collide with. Give him a sprite and give him the chest. There we go. And we can just put him on 0.5. I said him. Put it on 0.5 on the z-axis. And we're gonna make this guy a little bit smaller. There we go. Yeah, that's a little bit too small. 0.75 is what I had it at last time. That's good enough. And we're gonna give him an arcade body. And we're gonna make it so that it's not movable. And then 0.5, 0.5. Again, that doesn't exactly fit the chest, but that's alright. We can fill with that later on. Actually, let's just fix this. Let's make it 0.4 and move it down 0.5. That fits a little bit more snugly. And that's it for the scene. Oh yeah, we also have to go into settings and make the startup scene, the scene that we just created. Yeah, it looks fine. And now we have to do coding. So go ahead and make a new script. Let's call this one just the plan. Does that automatically change? No, it doesn't. Okay. Let's drag this down. Oh, that was weird. Okay. So now we're going to want to create a variable, which is going to be the speed the player travels. You guys don't have to put these little notes, but I'm gonna add them for you guys. So we're gonna do speed equals 0.5. No, it was 0.05 last time. And then in our update, this is gonna update with every frame in the game, and then you can set your frame rate, your frames per second right here. We're just gonna keep it at 60. That's fine. Oh yeah. If you have 60 frames a second and then 30, and if you change it to 30, this speed will actually be reduced by half because it's not updating as fast. But I can show you guys how to fix that later on. It's not that big of a deal, but depending on like optimization and stuff, we're probably gonna want to change that. So we're gonna do sup arcade physics. So right now we're gonna apply the physics to our actor. So this actor sup dot arcade. Oh wait, I forgot. Dot arcade body tuning, and we're gonna do sup dot arcade physics dot get all bodies, like that. So it's saying that it's gonna say superpowers, arcade physics, and then we're gonna say for collision, this actor's arcade body is going to collide with whatever's on the other side of that, which is all the bodies, all the arcade bodies. Then we're gonna create a wait. There we go. Then we're gonna create velocity so we're gonna do velocity, and this is how we're gonna make the player move. No, let velocity equal this dot actor arcade body dot get velocity. Yep, and then we're gonna start checking for input. So we're gonna do if sub dot input is key down. You guys can make it whatever key you want. I'm gonna do WASD for now. Then we're gonna do velocity dot x. So this is gonna be the velocity on our x-axis. It's gonna equal this dot speed, or negative. It's gonna be negative. There we go. And this. Oh wait, no, we can do that later. And then else velocity dot x equals 0. Is that correct? No. We're gonna do else if, and then we're gonna check for our next button, which is gonna make us move to the right. And for that, we're gonna use D. And velocity dot x is gonna equal this dot speed. Yep. And then else velocity dot x equals 0. Yeah. So that should be right. Yep. Left and right movements, which is movement. Trying to keep everything clean and clear for you guys. Then we're gonna do up and down movement. So if sub dot input, we're basically gonna do the same thing here, but with W and S for up and down. That is key down. Oh. else if sub input that is key down, and we're going to use s velocity dot y for the y-axis equals negative this dot speed, and then else velocity dot y equals 0. So that's that. And then there is like a little funky bug, which is where, like, if you hit A and then D, you're gonna move to the right, and then if you hit A again, like, you won't move to the left, like, you'll be stuck going right. And an easy way to just get rid of that right now is to do if sub dot input dot is key down A, and then we're gonna do two ands for and. So if this key is down and this key down D, then velocity dot x equals 0. There we go. And we can just do the same thing over here. If sub dot input dot is key down W and two ands sub input dot is key down S and velocity dot y equals 0. Pretty simple enough, I think. Hopefully I didn't move too fast. And then now that we have all of that, now we have to apply our velocity values back to the player. So if you guys have noticed, this is actually pretty similar to what is on the Superpowers website. They have some documentation over there for a platformer. We're just going to modify that to make it a top-down 2D game. So we're going to do this actor arcade ready, and I'll put a link to the documentation down below. The velocity done. So we're gonna say this actor's arcade body, and then we're gonna set the velocity of that to velocity, which is what we have been changing manually like this. And all that should work very nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and run the game. Bring this over here. And our player is gone. What? Why is that? Oh, and we forgot to add our behavior, our script behavior, and there it is. Yeah, you guys can also customize your speed in here, and it will overwrite anything that's in here. So it'll overwrite this, but we don't really need to do that. And we're gonna back our camera up just a bit. Let's set that to 0.5. Then run the game again. And there it is. Some nice movements, and when we hit A and D, we stop. When we hit W and S, we stop. Vice versa. And we can collide with the chest. So yeah, and then if you guys, depending on what sprite you guys have, we're gonna want left and right movements. We're gonna want a way to distinguish the two, and a very easy way to do that is to just go in here and we're gonna flip our sprite renderer. So this dot actor dot sprite renderer dot set horizontal flip true, and depending on which way your sprite is facing, this could be false or true. You can tinker around with that. For us, it's just gonna be true. It doesn't really matter. Again, this is not the final sprite. I'm gonna make a better sprite. I just kind of threw this one together. That's why it looks a little bit weird. Then we're gonna do the same thing for D, and then we're gonna do false, just like that. There's nothing in our wake. This is our entire script. You guys can pause right here if you guys need to. This is pretty much it. And we're gonna play the game. And you can see that our sprite kind of flips. The head is a little bit off center, but oh well. We can also change the sprite for like up and down, so we can have the character facing that way and maybe see the back of his head. But yeah, that'll be in another tutorial. We can make everything look really nice, get some better sprites, better tile set. It'll probably just be one big tutorial on Piskel. And yeah, that's the end of the tutorial. Thanks guys for watching. Comment down below on what you guys would like to see next. I am trying to work on a trading card game. Someone asked for that. I'm trying to figure out a way to do that, or a way that would be nice for that to be like executed and stuff. And that's that. Thanks guys for watching, and have a very, very nice day.